Okay, so just to show you, I've got one breast cut up. This is another turkey breast. It's a pretty large one. So the tenderloin sits off to the side there, and that's the breast. That's the tenderloin. Usually we'll keep this and eat it, you know, first day. So I'd say comparable to an inside tenderloin, like a fish tender on a deer, about the same size. But the breast, you can do several ways. You can either grind it, you can just cut it up in strips, fry it, cook it in a cast iron skillet or in a pan with some oil. What we're doing this time is we're cubing it up and we're doing a raw pack and we're canning. We're kind of on a canning kick right now. And the one thing I would like to say is this: you need to make sure that there are no pellets in this whatsoever. So this bird actually got hit in the head, but there was a couple pellets that had messed. So a little situation like this. Let's see. You don't want to get stuff like that out. You know, any feathers, trails. You know, if you're unsure about it, you can open it up, make sure the wound channel is clean, make sure you don't have any kind of pellets or anything in there. And then the other thing, if you've never cleaned turkey, this yellow stuff is just fat. On any wild game critters, we try to get all the fat we can off. But so I will just take this, my knife right up underneath it, and then you can just cut that back. Try to save as much meat as possible. And then all this is going to melt in that high heat of the canner. This stuff on the side, also just yellow looking stuff. I'm going to clean all this up. Alright, stay tuned. Yep, this is breast meat and leg meat, and you can just see the difference in the color. I just did the actual thighs, so the legs are probably just going to get boiled. But this is pretty easy, low-hanging fruit. So we're going to can some of this. I just rinsed my new jars out. We got a funnel, and I'll just fill these about halfway. And I'm not going to mix the leg meat and the breast meat. I'm going to keep them separate. That's about half. And then I'll put a teaspoon of canning salt or just non-iodized salt in there, and then to finish them off, top them off. Yep, and we'll go ahead and get that. Okay, so as you can see in these, there's salt and cayenne, just a touch of cayenne pepper, but it's a teaspoon of salt and a touch of cayenne pepper. And it's supposed to be an inch of headspace. We'll go back in and get all the air bubbles out with this little tool here, and you want to leave an inch of headspace, which is this ring here. Just go on to the USDA's website for canning and follow their instructions. But yeah, this is one of our favorite ways to have meat now. Deer meat's fantastic like this now. I would like this too. A little too much. Then we're going to wipe the rims off. I'll take this and we'll go around the edges and just try to get any bubbles out, and then I'll knock kind of pack everything down, and I'll knock it down to the 1-inch level, which is right here. I've got my lids sitting over here in hot water, softening up that seal. Vinegar. Wipe the top of these lids off. You want to make sure you get a good seal. You can in my opinion, I know it's the opinion of other people, you can reuse rings, don't reuse lids. Some people reuse them, not worth it to me. The meat that I'm putting up is precious, and I don't want to run the risk of having to throw a jar, a lid, and a ring and rings away just because I skimped on getting lids, and they sell lids in a pack. I think, well, unless they're very cheap. We got 8 here, and my canner is 23 quart, so it holds 14 wide mouth pint jars. Got a double stack them. I'll show you here in a second. Yeah, so got, it's actually 6 on the bottom. I just got the 6 breast and then the 2 legs here, and so I'm gonna coat my lid up, put my lid on, and I'll be right back. Yeah, so let it run until this this pops up and locks, and this is blowing out steady steam, which is about 10 minutes. So once that happens, then we'll put our weight on there. I don't use the weight that it came with. It came with this one. It's the 15 pound. At my elevation, 11 pounds is all I have to use if I'm using a dial gauge, or a 10 pound jiggler. So that'll go right there, and it'll start jiggling at at 10 pounds and let off steam. So we'll can at 10 pounds, and it allows me to not have to sit here and monitor it, cut the heat on and off. It's it's a lot better. So I definitely recommend getting one of those. But we're just going to let it vent. Lid's locked in place. Once this lock comes up and it's steaming all the air's out of there, then we'll start canning. Got some of this meat that we canned. Hold it.
Yay!
And it comes out fantastic. Just kind of break that down, but just to show you, like, the meat itself is just, I mean, super tender. And you can eat it right out of the, as long as you got good seal, you can eat it right out of the jar. But I like to heat it up, smash it, get a little of the juice soak back up into it. Hold on. Mash it down with a fork a little bit. And like the cayenne pepper that's right there, that'll get back down in the juice, kind of soak up into everything. This is good on tacos, and you can do whatever you want with it. We ate some of the leg meat for breakfast, and really comparing, if you ever had turkey legs, unless you're doing them like low and slow for a long time, the leg meat actually comes out, I would say, as good if not better than this. Deer meat, any kind of canned meat, I'd say is probably my favorite way to eat it. Anyway,